everybody, welcome back to the Jack Chapple Show. Today we're talking about everyday investments you can make for under $100. Now these are also kind of money saving stuff, but they're also investments too. So I thought I would make this video. It's really important. You can save hundreds of dollars a month if you just follow some of these. So we're going to get this started here. The number one thing I'd like to mention, especially if you're a homeowner, is a programmable thermostat. Oh, and I messed up there. Now these are getting more common these days. Oh, and that is some definitely ugly writing there. But a programmable thermostat can save you anywhere from $10 to $100 per month. So what this does is it will turn either the heat or air conditioning off, whatever it may be, depending on the year, while you are away at work or even while you're just out somewhere. So if you have a 9-to-5 job, for example, you leave at like 8:30 and you come back at 5:30, and the thermostat will shut everything off from about 10 o'clock to 4:30, and so when you get home, the house is the same temperature, and when you leave, it's the same temperature, but all that time in between, which is essentially a third or half of your day, your heating or air conditioning, that's all off. And this adds up, especially if you have a larger home. It's super easy for you to save hundreds of dollars if you have a massive house. Next, we're going to talk about something that not a lot of people think about and not everyone needs, but it's something that I really need, and I bought, which is rechargeable batteries. Now these are becoming less needed these days, but I use this for like my microphone that I'm using to record this right now. It requires 4 AA batteries. And I was going through, every time I do one of these filming sessions, I burn through all 4 of them. And batteries, cost about $1 to $3 a piece. And so I just realized I was spending like hundreds of dollars a year on batteries. But eventually I figured it out recently, and there are rechargeable batteries for $28. And so now every time your remote control for your TV runs out of battery, your mouse for your computer, whatever it may be, you don't got to go to the store anymore to go and actually buy those batteries for $8 for 4 batteries. Now you got these that essentially last nearly forever and you never have to buy batteries again. Something to think about. Sure, it'll cost a little bit on your electricity bill, but it's essentially negligible. We're going to move on to number 3, which for some of you is probably one of the best investments you can make, especially if you're like a grad student, which is a coffee maker. So this is, I was doing the math on this. A lot of people can easily save thousands of dollars a year if they get one of these instead of going to get their $4 coffee every morning. Or espresso maker, that would go under here too. It's, similar thing, right? I was doing some quick math here. If you use your coffee maker 50 times, it'll save you about $200. So definitely something to think about, especially if you go to Starbucks. Coffee maker, good investment. We're gonna move on to number 4, and we're gonna go back into medieval times for this one. So stick with me here. Not medieval times, just 100 years ago, but I'm joking. And this is oh boy, people are gonna get mad at me because people still use these, and that's a clothesline. So I was doing the math on this too. This saves you about $100 a year if you use a clothesline outside in your backyard versus using a dryer. Again, it's not much, but it's also good for the environment too, because you're just using natural air to dry your clothes, and it's something to think about if you do want to save an extra $10 a month. Next on the list is something that, oh boy, people in like the 1960s would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Which is so water bottles. Everyone these days uses those plastic 28-case water bottles, and they just go through them because they think it's cleaner. By the way, it isn't really, for the most part. Like tap water is essentially the same thing as those plastic water bottles. Like seriously, it will make no difference in your life drinking those plastic water bottles from the tap water. The only difference is the convenience of the plastic bottles, because tap water, you can't just carry a glass around. So what you should do, just buy a normal water bottle. Like I carry around this 2.6 liter thing every single day. And I haven't used a plastic water bottle in years. And that's probably saved me a couple $100, but it's something to think about. Water bottle, fill it up with tap water, you're good to go. Moving on to number 6. I'm gonna run out of room again, which is a home gym. So this can be a good investment if you are not anything but a power lifter or like a bodybuilder person. So Those types of people, they need like squat racks and they need super heavy weights. And weights cost about $1 per pound, which most people don't know, $1 to $2 per pound. And squat racks and all those adjustable racks, they can cost thousands of dollars. I do have one of them. But we're gonna talk about this for like the average gym goer that doesn't use weights above 50 pounds, and maybe they just use some yoga mats or a medicine ball or I don't know, a stationary bike or something like that. So adjustable weights that go up to 50 pounds, some adjustable weights that go 50 pounds, 45 pounds, 40 pounds, etc., they costed me about $200 to $250. I'm not sure what the price would be now. I bought those a few years ago. But when you do the math, the average gym membership is like $50 a month, which is $600 a year. This could save you a lot of money in the long run. Another thing that I'm actually not going to write down though is just those reusable bags from the grocery store. You can buy them for $1 or $2, and it just saves you, I think that in Canada at least, it's 5 to 10 cents for a plastic bag. And so every time you go in, it's an extra 50 cents to $1. If you use those reusable ones, it's just an upfront couple bucks and you're saving a few dollars every single month. But I'm not going to write that down. That's not too significant. So we're just going to move on here. Number 7 is going to be LED lights. These are good because they are long lasting and they generally use less electricity than the normal whatever composite lights or whatever you want to call them. So again, just every year, depending on how many lights you have in your house or whatever you use lights for, it can save you, $50 to $100 a year, sometimes more. Something to think about. Another one in number 8 is good for young people to think about, and it's called an OtterBox. So an OtterBox is essentially a protective phone case for whatever your phone may be. So it makes it waterproof. It makes it so that if you drop it, the screen doesn't crack. Now you can also just get like insurance for your phone, which I've done. But the OtterBox generally costs what, $30 or $40. And if you're really terrible with your phone, it can save you easily hundreds of dollars. So it's something to think about. This is more of like an insurance policy rather than an investment or savings. But yeah, again, it can I guess it is a savings because it can save you money in the long run if you're a dumbass. So we're going to move on to number 9 investment is diet plan. This is super simple. One of the largest expenses for anyone in America, Canada, around the world is food. So simply by eating out less often and maybe losing some weight and eating less food, and now people are going to take that the wrong way, eating less food. Okay, guess what? If you're like 200 pounds and you're extremely overweight, eating less food is healthier. Instead of having 2 bags of chips, you have 1. Guess what? You're saving money and you're gonna probably lose some weight. But generally, I'm just saying don't eat out as much. So instead of going out for lunch, which is $5 to $10 a day, you stay in or you bring your lunch into work, it's $2. That is one of the biggest saving investment things that you can have in your life, is just making your own lunch, packing your own food, don't go out as much, save you thousands and thousands of dollars per year. Like I actually had this in university where for an entire semester, every single day I would have a lunch that ranged from $14 to about $18. Now luckily I was making good money at the time, but when you spend $14 a day every day for 100 days, that's over $1,000 in food that I didn't really need to pay that much for. Next, we're going to move on to reward cards. This is interesting. So, reward cards. Those, like I have a reward card, for example, for gas. It's completely free. I think it's the Aeroplan card, and there's air miles and stuff. So sign up for those. They're completely free, and you just get something for free if you keep using the card over the course of a few years. It's at no cost to you. I know that there's some that are actually a cost to you, so maybe stay away from those. Those ones with fees, stay away from those. But anyone that's free, that's going to potentially give you some upside in the long run, yeah, why not? Give it a shot. I mean, me right now, I could get a small camera if I wanted to with my rewards cards, and I've only been using it for a couple years on gas. I'm hoping for one day when I'm like 35 to pay for a vacation, but that's in the future. So we're going to move on here. The last thing, this is especially for guys, big money saver, is electric razors. Ooh, this is a weird one. So generally, razors range from $1 to $15, usually burned through. It depends on the quality of the razor. You can burn through one in a few days or burn through one a month. But those more high-priced ones, they're like $15 to $20 a month, or $15 to $20 sometimes. But they're $9. Some of them, there's some that are $1. It all depends. But what an electric razor is, especially the one from Walmart, is They're $28 to $35, and they've lasted me for years now. So again, depending on how much facial hair you can grow and how fast it grows and how much you use razors, good way to maybe save $100 a year, something to look into. So anyways, those are some of my everyday investments for under $100. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything? What is something that you do to save money that is cheap that you use every single day? Let me know in the comments. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you like this. And remember that you're all very beautiful people. I'll see you guys in the next video.